Hi, Marms here. Welcome to Intellivision Sunday. Glad to have you along for the ride. Now, GamerGhsotDad has come a long way with the mods and cleaning and recapping of my Intellivision, but now we're heading into the video mod. This is probably the most interesting part of the transformation of the unit. Now, a lot of people have been asking about the future of Intellivision Sunday after the Intellivision is finished, and the answer is we are going to continue to be doing Intellivision Sunday. Maybe not every Sunday, but we are committed to providing more Intellivision content and all kinds of Intellivision fun. I've got a bunch of special guests and people that want to talk about Intellivision, so we're going to be doing a lot of that because I want to continue my commitment to the Intellivision and the Intellivision community. So thanks for watching. I'll turn things over to GamerGhsotDad. Take the wheel.
Hello there, it's GamerGhsotDad here. We're going to unpause where we left off on Intellivision Sundays and continue our journey working on the Sears Super Arcade Intellivision. Alright, the next thing I want to do is insulate the bottom here. And the ground pins can get their ground from the top connector. They don't have to be touching like everything else. So to make sure that the video signals don't short out on the bottom of the Intellivision, I'm going to put some caption tape on here. Yeah, that did not come off very clean. So there's our connector. Now the fun part of getting this to connect to the board, you'll notice that there are little holes on this, and you'll notice that we have big holes on this. The idea is that we're going to take some of our extra pieces that we had left over, that we chopped off our replacements for our capacitors, and we're going to make those into the inserts that go into those holes so we can solder everything to the board. So I'm going to try to grab the longer items. Oh, that's a really long one. And just make sure there's no, that we can get through on both sides. And then I'm going to make a very tight U like this. And then the idea is just go into the device like this. If I can make my hands work. Give it a press, and there it is. That will give us something to solder on the bottom. There we go. Pretty snug. Can do that a couple more times for the other side. Leftover piece. Now you'll notice the front isn't like that. It has open edges. So we'll do something a little different for it once we get these other pieces in. This one had a little edge on it to make it fit through, hard to fit through the holes, so just give it a cut. Okay. So I'm going to start with those. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to solder on the top to secure them. And I really don't like it. Okay, there we go. So there are pads here. Again, let's do a little test. We need Flex is your friend. Let's see if this one does better with floats. It kind of did. And the idea being we want to connect to those little solder points on the top. Alright, one more. I'd say the flux really did help there. So, all right. So now I think we're ready to actually attach this to the board. So So let me make sure that these are all nice and relatively straight. We're just going to line everything up and put those through. So there you'll see it came through. And now I'm just going to bend my pins. And basically we're going to undo what we had done originally. So not a perfect fit. I think there's probably a better board to use with this fit. The opening in the Intellivision 1 and 3s and the Sears Super Arcade is pretty big, so you'll still be able to get in there and reach that. But I think I would have liked it to be out a little more. So that might be a revision that we either work on or make suggestions for. So let's secure to the bottom now with, just like we found this when we originally started, copious amounts of solder just to get everything connected. Alright. Now, before I snip everything, I mentioned we'll do something a little different on the front here. I'm going to just see if we can build. It's pretty far away. It doesn't exactly align. Let's see if we can build a little solder bridge between here and here. I might just have to build the solder up. And there's really no reason for this other than just making sure the board stays flush on the bottom. That way you plug things and take things out, it doesn't disconnect. Okay, seems to work pretty good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that is. That should hold everything down. Keep everyone lifting up. Okay, so now we can take our snips and snip. So again, it's always good to keep those legs, component legs, because you never know when you might need them. And I think I'll do one more thing after I snip these legs. Yeah, watch where those legs go. We don't want anything stuck to the board that we didn't know about. Okay, now I'm going to flood a little solder, kind of catch in between those two areas right here. And just connect to the bottom. There we go. Okay, pretty happy with that. Now we need to find a good place for this breakout board. So the way this mod chip, this video chip works is it takes signals directly from the color generator chip, then converts them into actual video signals. So it doesn't take the old composite and actually convert it and try to clean it up. It's actually taking kind of digital signals and converting them into what it needs to convert to. So this is the color chip right here, really close to the ribbon, so be really careful. And we have this handy dandy breakout board that was provided by Crayola King for this purpose. We also want to find pin 1 so we can get everything correctly marked. But one thing we'll need to do with this before we use this is make sure it's going to fit flush. And the first thing we'll notice right away is that there is a little electronics component here in the way. What I'm going to do is remove this component, put the board on, and then put the component back on top so we have whatever continuity to what it was doing before. To remove it, I'm just going to take this and just apply a little heat. And set that aside and just really take note of what pins it went to so we can get this board on. The other thing we'll want to do is take our snips, our flat snips here, and just find anything that might be sticking up that we need to trim, to help everything stay flat. So you might just feel around, and if there's anything that's sticking out that might block this, we just need to remove it. So let's see how that looks. I think pretty good, except for we have some extra solder on that first pin where we removed the component. Let me let's see if that flattens out a little bit. I need to hit it a little bit more, but there we go. So now we have a nice flat fit here, and again, I need to really remember which pin this is going to go to. So this is going to go to one of the pins we're going to solder right there. I think we've got everything set up now where we can take a pause before the next video. Thanks for joining, and join us next time on Intellivision Sundays with GamerGhsotDad and Marvelous Man. Thank you.